Hello, my name's Colin Cox. I'm the Director of Public Health for Cumbria, and I've been leading quite a lot of the work in response to COVID-19 over the last year. And I know that many of you will be going back to school on Monday for the first time. Now, you might not think this, but actually that's a really good thing. It's really important for you to be back in school because it's important for you to be able to see friends, to learn better. Your teachers will be able to support you better when you're back at school. And generally speaking, everything that we know about children's education and children's health and well-being tells us that it's really good and really important for you to be back in school. So it's a good thing that that's all opening up on Monday. But I know that some of you might be quite worried about that, might be worried about getting COVID, for example, or worried about some of the things that might be different in school. So I really just wanted to say three things to you about going back to school on Monday. The first is that it's really very safe for you. The second is that we'll be offering you and your families, testing so that you can make sure that you haven't got it when you go into school and that you can help keep yourself and your family safe. And the third thing is that there are other things that you can be doing to help reduce that risk of getting COVID and reduce the risk of spreading it still further. So first of all, about safety. It is true children and young people can catch COVID, but when they do, very, very few of them get seriously ill with it. In fact, a lot of children and young people who get COVID-19 actually end up not even knowing they've got it. They don't even get any symptoms. And many people who do get symptoms, it's like a cold. So for a lot of children and young people, there's not much threat from actually getting COVID-19. The risk is that you get it and then you actually spread it on to other people. And that's why we've been quite careful about letting children and young people back into school over the past few weeks. But that's where the second thing comes in, which is about testing. As you go back into school, you and your families will start to be offered what's known as lateral flow testing. This is a fairly simple test, which it involves you sticking a swab on the back of your throat and up your nose and collecting a little sample from the back of your throat and from up your nose, and then just mixing that with some drops of another liquid and testing whether you've got COVID-19. The whole thing, the swabbing takes just a matter of a minute or two, and the whole process, you'll know the answer as to whether you've got it or not in half an hour or so. Now, if you're in secondary school, the first time you do this will be back in secondary school when you go back on Monday. If you're in primary school, you'll be offered a chance to do this at home. And in secondary school, after the first couple of weeks where you'll do 3 tests in school, you'll then not be offered the chance to do this at home as well. Now, testing is entirely voluntary. It's up to you. You can do it or you can choose not to. I would encourage you, though, to do it, because that way you will know very early whether you've got COVID-19 and you can then start to stay at home and make sure you don't spread it on to other people. So it's a really important part of trying to protect you and everybody else from COVID-19. And then the third thing is about the other things that you can do yourselves to help minimise that risk of transmission of the disease and risk of catching it and the risk of spreading it to others. And the key things in this are about your face mask. You will be expected to wear a mask in school much more than you did before. Please do wear it and wear it well. Make sure that it's fully covering your mouth and nose. Don't want to see any of the face masks hanging under people's noses or under people's chins or dangling off one ear. Make sure it's covering your mouth and nose fully. And the other is hand hygiene. Wash your hands well on a regular basis to make sure that you're not spreading the disease around. So that's it, really. Going back to school, I know that some people will be anxious about it, but please don't be. It's really very safe for you. We're going to help keep things even safer by offering people testing on a regular basis. And you can help look after yourself still further by keeping your hands clean, by wearing a face mask, and also by making sure you are just sticking within the bubbles that are operating at school so it doesn't get transmitted very far. So I hope that's helpful, and I hope you enjoy being back at school. I know it's been really hard for a lot of people being off for this long, and the schools cannot wait to welcome you back. It's a great thing for you, and I do hope you get a good time and you enjoy it.